Hey, Missio, Johnny Morrison here, one of your pastors.
And also Heather Thomas, also.
One of the pastors.
Yeah,
nailed it.
Nailed it.
We are coming to talk to you about the next series and next couple of months that we're about to enter into as a community. In March, we begin the season of Lent. And Lent is an old Christian season that we've been celebrating as Christians, or entering into as Christians, for many, many years. And this season of Lent, what it's about is preparing us and pointing us towards the crucifixion journey of Jesus. And so we gather together in certain habits, practices, and gatherings throughout the season of Lent in order to orient our heart, in order to orient our imagination around this central moment of the Jesus story, where we see the love of God embodied and displayed sacrificially on the cross for us. So it reorients so much about our life, and we want to use this time to enter into that story in a more deep, more embodied, more connected way. That's what the season of Lent is about. There's a few different moments in this season of Lent that give us opportunity to do that. So Lent begins with Ash Wednesday, and we'll have an Ash Wednesday service here at the building at 7 p.m. Then there's other moments throughout this season, like Good Friday, which we'll have another Good Friday service, again, orienting us into this season. We'll also do Stations of the Cross and have like reflections around this, all activities, again, orienting us around the crucifixion of Jesus and the love of God that is displayed. And guiding us in this season is a series that we're going to be entering into called Brother, Sister. And in this series, we're going to be looking at passages in which Jesus interacts with different people throughout the gospel narratives, like the woman at the well, or the woman caught in adultery, or the centurion who comes to Jesus and has a great display of faith. And what we're looking at in these different moments when someone comes to Jesus and Jesus interacts with them is how is the love of Jesus displayed in these interactions? And what does it tell us? What does it teach us about the kind of relationship that we are invited into when it comes to the person of Jesus? I think so many of us, as we think about faith, very fairly, we bring to the Jesus story or to our relationship with faith anxiety, fear, stress about how is God going to respond. And what we see all throughout the Jesus story, these Jesus experiences leading to the cross, is a God who always moves towards, who is always safe, who is always stable. A God who will challenge us, but always welcomes us home and provides for us a relationship that is stable, and so stable, in fact, that we, like Jesus, can risk out of love because of that stable relationship. So that's what we're going to be doing thematically throughout the season.
And some of the practices that we've already been talking about, those practices can actually act as a stabilizing entity. So it's not like the things that we've already done, like we're kind of moving on from them. But traditionally in Lent, like there's lots of practices that one would seek to do to prepare your heart, to prepare your mind, to prepare ourselves as a community to be able to receive the love of God, to be able to offer and receive the love of God from others, and to be able to understand and know that we are ourselves loved. And so some of the practices that we've already been rehearsing and talking about, it's not like we let those go, but you can also use those in this next season of Lent. And they can be used as a way of developing that secure and stable relationship with God. How you would describe that security is, or maybe just kind of accessing that understanding of feeling seen and understood. And even in our worst moments, we're seen and understood by God. Even in our best moments, we're seen and understood by God. And sometimes that's really hard because in our relationships with people, we aren't always seen and understood. So then we can get really anxious, or we can get really clingy because we're afraid that somebody is going to like abandon us. Or we, like I said, we can just get really avoidant and we withdraw from community, or we isolate and we feel afraid. And the hope is that some of the things that we do during this season will help to set us in a place of security, where we understand that we're seen and known in our worst and at our best. And because of that, using the stories that come from the text, interacting with one another from some of these practices, we're able to sense that space of security, and we bring that security with us to relationships. We bring that security with us in our own internal selves, and then we're able to learn that security in relationship with God. So our hope is that during this season of Lent, we would develop a sense of security, and that in that we would be able to receive and give that deep sense of love.
Thanks, Missio. We're so excited to celebrate Lent with you and to enter into the season. You can go to this link below and you can find all the access to the resources, podcasts, journals, again, that we're producing to help guide us through this season. So connect with us. Hopefully some of these resources are powerful practices for you. We can't wait to celebrate and worship with you.
Get it? High five. You made that so easy.